In this video, I will be walking through the tool I built for a client that posts from TikTok to YouTube and Instagram. And I will essentially be breaking down how it works. And the first thing we have here is that we have this flow number 1, flow number 2, and flow number 3. And I'm going to be breaking down all of them just so you understand like the logic behind it and understand how they work pretty much. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing is that you might ask yourself, why do I have 3 different flows? It's very simple. I just want to keep everything in one place, like one flow for one job, not one flow that does everything. So if something breaks, everything breaks. I just want to make sure that if something errors out, it's very easy to fix that problem in that flow versus if something breaks in this huge, humongous flow, it's a lot of work to make it work. So yeah, that's just something I've noticed myself. That's why I oftentimes have a lot of flows uh, where the flows just simply just do one thing and nothing else really. But yeah, so the first thing we're gonna do here is zoom in here, and if you're new to this, I'm using the TikTok developer mode to get our videos. So you probably be if you've ever ran into Meta's developer or Twitter's developer account, you probably know how they work. Usually, you need to add your account as a test account, but then you can like post as much as you want, and there are no really throttle to whatever you want to do. You're not really paying anything to do that either. So that's, I guess, the benefit versus paying somebody or some service to do that. All this does is really just get our keys access token, and this is the node that will essentially refresh our access token, because if you don't do that, the code will expire after 1 hour or even 2 months, and then you need to add your account again. But in this instance, we're refreshing it every single time when we're getting the videos. So yeah. And so the first thing when it actually does start is that we are polling his channel, TikTok channel, for new videos every 30 minutes. And the reason for that is because we don't have any webhook, we don't have anything watching his TikTok channel to notify us about a change. So therefore, we kind of need to poll his channel to check, hey, are there any new videos? And then essentially what we do, we don't really check, hey, are there any new videos? We actually just get all the videos, and then we run them through this part over here, because this holds all of the videos we've already posted. And down here, we run through the new videos, or we believe that they're new. And then if we find a match with the IDs from this table over here, then we just drop the video because it's already posted, so there's nothing to do. But if we don't find a match up here, then it's a new video, so we send it forward to Appify. And if you're new to Appify, it's essentially, what can you say? I mean, it's essentially like App Store that gives you access to different scrapers, different tools that you can use, and essentially scrape data from Google Maps, reviews, get leads. You can do a bunch of things with it. And in this case, I'm using it for TikTok to download the videos pretty much, because we need a video to then upload it to YouTube and Instagram. And that's why I'm using this Appify tool to do that. Once we have the video, we save it in the data table with the ID, and that's really that. And down here, I added this if, because if we have a picture, we don't really post them anywhere. We actually just drop them for now. So that's why it goes down there and we just put it on done. But if we have a video, we move it into the table, and that's that. And then we're done with this flow. The next flow, which is pretty much where the magic happens, is that this is where we actually get the new video that we found and added it to our table. And we essentially then run it through our AI agent. And the job of the AI agent is because the client wanted to use the captions from his TikTok videos. He wanted to use them on YouTube and Instagram, but he wanted to add different hashtags and maybe rewrite the caption sometimes. So we had to add some sort of rule to this AI agent so it could like essentially do that for us. So that's why we use an AI agent here instead of using maybe a code node, because yeah, in this case, it might be different at times. So we might as well use an AI agent. And I think we're using 4.0 in this case, which is fine. And then we use this code node to essentially compile everything together to one file, or whatever you call it. It's essentially just coding it up. So yeah. And the next thing we do over here is that with Instagram. Yeah, it's a lot of things with Instagram. I can't really show that node, but with this node, with Reels, you kind of need a few things. You need the URL of the video clip. You need a code for your account, which is like it starts with like 178. You can find it in Meta Developer, but that is the code for your account that you need to also have here to actually be able to upload to Meta or Instagram in this case. But once we have everything over here prepared, we then run it with our Instagram upload session. We then check the status. Once the status is done, we then publish it to Instagram. And then we mark it as done on IG in the table. So we don't go through the same process again. That's essentially what we're doing here. And then we do essentially do the same thing down here. With this node, as you can see, we make sure that the title is less than 100 characters. We make sure that we also have to rotate through different descriptions for that YouTube video. And then we download the video with the URL that we download from Appify. We upload the video to YouTube. And there's also one last thing we actually need to do here. We publish the video 24 hours later. So we schedule the video for 24 hours later because for some reason you get more views on YouTube when you wait 24 hours. I don't know how true it is. It happens, but that's essentially it. And then we mark it as post on YouTube. And that's for flow number 2. And then we have flow number 3. Flow number 3 doesn't really do a lot. All it does really is that flow number 3 moves the short to the correct playlist, because before he had to manually put the video in the right playlist. So I had to essentially fix it so that it will add the video to the correct playlist. So he doesn't. So he didn't really need to do that himself. That was really it. And if there is some sort of issue, we send an email about that. And that's really the entire build. Like this is essentially like everything working together, and it's not really harder. And once everything is set up, like I will say the hardest part is setting up the Meta developer. But once you've set that up, you're pretty much there. Like there's not really a lot else that is going to be that hard, because Appify is super easy to set up, and like all of the rest of the things are super easy to set up. It's just normal nodes. So yeah, but either way, this is really the build. And if you have any questions or you're wondering about anything at all, just drop a comment below. Besides that, if you like the video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.